for the group that has brought back the measles and is working really hard to bring back polio, it would only make sense that now they want to bring back the January 6th committee.
Wow. This video is about the Democrats who are going to go up against the Republicans who, for some reason, want to talk again about January 6, 2021. Why? But anyway, this is the introduction of the Democratic team that is going to go against the Republican team when these hearings start.
It is so interesting that we stand here and we're talking about relitigating what has been litigated not once, but twice.
This is going to be an interesting lineup for the Democrats, and I'm wondering who the Republicans are. If they put out Jasmine Crockett, which for the Democrats is a smart move. She is one of the best communicators in the U.S. House. Okay, the Democrats led by the House Democratic leader Hakeem Jeffries of New York are having a press conference with regard to the Republican idea to have another Jan 6 set of hearings, which of course are meant to change the narrative and probably rewrite history. And that presser is happening right now, September 8th. This is going to be an interesting lineup for the Democrats, and I'm wondering who the Republicans are. If they put out Jasmine Crockett, which for the Democrats is a smart move. She is one of the best communicators in the U.S. House.
We will make sure that the American people continue to receive the unfiltered truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. It's now my honor to yield to the top Democrat on the House Judiciary Committee, an ex officio member of this subcommittee, and one of the country's leading champions for democracy, the Constitution, and the rule of law, the Honorable Jamie Raskin.
Jamie Raskin, okay.
Thank you, Leader Jeffries. And Leader Jeffries was a hero on January 6th when he insisted that we go back to the floor and complete the counting of Electoral College votes. And he's a hero again now as he opposes this absurd and ridiculous effort by the Republicans, again, to spread lies when the truth is completely known. It would be a lot better if they were proposing that we get together on a bipartisan basis to actually make some progress for America. For example, we could start by trying to restore 17 million people to Medicaid coverage who are about to be cut off because of their actions. But the president and the MAGA followers cannot stop returning to the scene of their crime. They already attempted a rewrite in the House Administration Committee in the last Congress when Mr. Loudermilk led an attempted Orwellian rewrite of what took place on January 6th, 2021. The fact of the matter is they have not laid a glove on a single fact that was presented in the report of the bipartisan select committee on January 6th. All of their bizarre counter theories about Antifa and about the FBI have been completely and thoroughly debunked. They have gotten nowhere, and yet they insist once again on returning to the scene of the crime. That gives us the chance to educate new generations of Americans about the dangers of political authoritarianism and about the dangers of political and religious cults. We are also going to demand that this forum finally become a time of national reckoning with the fact that 140 of our police officers were wounded, injured, hospitalized, disfigured, and disabled by the savagery of Donald Trump's mob. Speaker Johnson and Donald Trump have done absolutely nothing for our police officers. They won't even put up the federally mandated plaque in Congress to honor the service of our officers and their sacrifice. Yet, Donald Trump pardoned nearly 1,600 insurrectionists and violent cop beaters, many of whom have already reoffended. And he calls them heroes. And he called them hostages, which is obscene. A hostage is someone who has been abducted and held for ransom by a terrorist or criminal group. That's what they think of the American judicial process. So while he's pardoned all of these insurrectionists, while he has fired dozens of experienced federal prosecutors simply for doing their jobs and working on the January 6th case. He has done nothing for the police heroes who defended our Congress, who defended our vice president, who was threatened by Donald Trump's mob, and who defended our Constitution against Trump's insurrection. They've done nothing for the officers. So we're going to talk about that. And we're going to talk about specific officers. For example, Sergeant Aquilino Gunnell. Sergeant Gunnell was on the Capitol Police Department force for 17 years, a veteran of the Iraq War who said he never saw any kind of violence and savagery as bloody as what he saw on January the 6th. He endured injuries so severe, he was forced to retire from the police department. He could no longer meet the medical and physical requirements for service on the Capitol Police Department. And while he was about to be promoted to lieutenant from sergeant, he was forced to retire from the police and is now living on a substantially reduced income.
Just a full disclosure here. I know a lot of members of the U.S. Capitol Police Department because I've dated a few cops, and some are very close friends. And two of my friends, they were both these guys were both under siege in an unbelievable way on Jan 6th. And the fact that the Republicans are back again trying to rewrite history is incredibly alarming. And I have to say that this is probably going to turn out badly. I think that they know that